The Fishin' Magazine television series is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building them one at a time so you can fish hard, run strong, and rest easy. Bass Pro Shops, Quantum and Motor Guide, the choice of serious fishermen. L&L Marine Care products take the chore out of marine maintenance. Fishing hotspots, maps so good people ask for them by name. Pinpoint Network Fishing Systems, Daylight Corporation, the Fishing Hole in St. Louis, Missouri, and Central Pro-Am Association, the leader in Pro-Am bass tournaments.
Welcome to the Fishin' Magazine television series. We're at the Kimberling Inn on Table Rock Lake for a new event on Central Pro-Am's Tournament Trail. It's the invitational-only Titlist Pro-Am Bass Tournament. In order to be eligible, anglers had to win a Pro Division title while competing with Central Pro-Am. We'll be bringing you this new event right after this.
This is it, the culmination of 10 years of intense competition among some of the best bass anglers in America. The inaugural Central Pro-Am Titleist Tournament. This event has drawn the cream of the crop of Central Pro-Am anglers. 42 talented fishermen who've won Pro Division titles or won titles as amateurs before moving to the Pro Division. The field is led by Dave Barker, Central Pro-Am's all-time leading money winner. Barker's been Central Pro-Am's Angler of the Year a record 3 times, and his 6 tournament victories are also a record. What's more, the 58-year-old angler just seems to be getting better. 5 of those victories have been won in the past 4 years. Right behind Barker on the money list is Terry Thomas. Thomas has won 3 Central Pro-Am events and qualified for the Ranger Mercury Pro-Am Championship 8 times. Along the way, he's also been the U.S. Bass Angler of the Year and won 3 Redman Regional Championships. Another of Central Pro-Am's perennial stars is Jim Akins. Akins has won 3 Central Pro-Am tournaments, 1 Angler of the Year title, and qualified for the 1993 Bass Masters Classic. Akins has also qualified for the Ranger Mercury Pro-Am Championship 10 times. In other words, every time it's been held. And that's a claim no one else can make. Finally, there's Bobby Sullivan, the man they call Mr. Table Rock. Sullivan has won 5 Central Pro-Am titles, and 4 of them have been won here. He's also been Central Pro-Am's Angler of the Year on 2 occasions, which means he knows how to come through when the chips are down. In addition to those established stars, this tournament has also drawn some young lions with impressive tournament credentials of their own. Although he's only 32, Jackie Davis has already established himself as one of the best tournament anglers in mid-America. After winning back-to-back amateur division tournaments in 1990, Davis converted to the Pro Division in 1991 and has won 4 titles as a pro, in addition to winning the Angler of the Year title in 1998. Brent Chapman also moved to the Pro Division after gaining experience as an amateur, and his record speaks for itself. In 1994, Chapman had a year like no other Central Pro-Am angler, winning 2 regular season tournaments and the Pro-Am Championship before going on to become a touring professional and Bass Masters Classic qualifier. Finally, there's Dion Hibden. Hibden has won 2 Central Pro-Am titles, and he cemented his position as one of tournament bass fishing's brightest stars by winning the Bass Masters Classic in 1997. On the first day of the tournament, conditions on Table Rock Lake were nearly perfect. The water several feet high and up in the buckbrush. With a light breeze blowing, the Table Rock bass were biting almost everywhere. Without weekend boating traffic, the Pro-Am anglers had the lake to themselves and made the most of the opportunity. 26 of the 42 Pro Division competitors came in with limits, and so did 10 of the Amateur Division competitors. Amateur competitors for the tournament were drawn from the top 75 in Central Pro-Am's 1998 point standings. Brian Herndon took the day 1 lead in that division with a limit weighing 15.35 pounds. In the Pro Division, Dion Hibden took the early lead with a limit weighing 17.1 pounds, but he was eventually overtaken by Bobby Sullivan, who came in with 18.1 pounds. In the end, The day belonged to Larry Seeger, who won the amateur division title at Lake of the Ozarks in 1993 before moving to the pro division. Seeger took the day one lead and sits atop the Quantum Pro-Am scoreboard with 18.9 pounds, giving him less than a pound edge over Bobby Sullivan, with Dion Hibden, Don Barry, and Brent Chapman completing the top 5. In the rest of the top 10, Terry Thomas leads the way in 6th place with 14.65 pounds, but he has only the narrowest of margins over Orlean Smith in 7th. In the amateur division, Brian Herndon is the front runner with 15.35 pounds, giving him a 2-pound advantage over his closest rival, Steve Bingham. Dale King, Jay Moore, and Ron Chapman complete the top 5. In the rest of the top 10, it's tight all the way, as barely a pound separates Randy Stewart in 6th place from Frank Divis and Mike Smith in 10th. Stay tuned for exciting Day 2 action. We'll be right back. Fishing My Way. Helpful hints from some of Central Pro-Am's top competitors. Brought to you by Daylight Donuts, the best donuts around. Dave Barker has won more Pro Division titles than any other Pro-Am angler, and he's done it in a style uniquely his own. And this mild-mannered champion is never reluctant to explain how he catches fish his way.
I keep the drag set very, very light so that I can't break the line. When I set the hook, I can tie it to that rock and I can't break it. In this lake, we catch a lot of smallmouth. If you get a 4 or 5 pound smallmouth and you get him to the boat and he takes a dive, he's either going to break your line or he's going to pull off. Yes. So you just keep your drag set loose enough that it slips very easily, even when you set a hook. And I like the big game line because it does have some stretch. It's a little bit forgiving as far as if when you try to put too much pressure on it, you know. The same thing with like pitching and flipping. I can throw it in the brush, and I've broken very few fish off on big game because it's just a real good abrasion resistant, and it's hard to break it unless you just get it tied up and really, really put the pressure to it. Most of the time, the fisherman breaks the line instead of the fish, you know. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in that, but the big game line has always been a good line for me. It really has.
This morning, as the Titleist tournament competitors head into Day 2, each is mindful of the prevailing wisdom among tournament anglers regarding 3-day tournaments. Whatever you do, come in with a limit every day. It's too hard to make up ground if you don't. Larry Seeger caught most of his first-day limit in Fisher Creek, within sight of the Kimberling Inn, and he's back there this morning, determined to extend his lead. He's fishing shallow crankbaits out in front of newly flooded vegetation, and his strategy is continuing to pay off. Not to be outdone, amateur partner Steve Bingham, in 2nd place after Day 1, also has a hot hand. If they can keep this up, they're both certain to remain among the leaders. Eric Holt has pinpointed a concentration of suspended bass near the mouth of a creek up the James River arm of the lake. He's watching them on his depth finder and dropping a plastic worm in front of them, wiggling it erratically to draw strikes. He caught a limit with this tactic on Day 1, and it's continuing to work today. Meanwhile, amateur partner Jason Bond is enjoying his best day ever in a Central Pro-Am tournament. He also has a limit and is working hard to improve it with a big kicker fish. Dion Hibden is also up the James, fishing flooded brush along the main lake. So far, his fish aren't biting like they did on Day 1, and today he has only 3 fish. Unless he can get his limit, he seems sure to lose ground. Terry Thomas is fishing in the same area of the lake, but he's concentrating on small pockets. He's fishing crankbaits around the edges of the flooded brush and then working tighter to the cover with a jig. If he can get one more keeper, he'll have another limit. Brent Chapman was in 5th place after Day 1, and he's fishing a pattern that's a slightly deeper version of Day 1 leader Larry Seeger's. Chapman is fishing points with deep-diving crankbaits, and he's working hard to keep them down in the strike zone. Today, the going is not easy, so Chapman alternates his tactics and tries pitching to shallow cover in the same areas. But eventually, he returns to the crankbait to complete his limit. Taking a cue from Chapman, amateur partner Larry Stevie is doing the same thing, and he too has a limit that could move him up in the standings. Charlie Scott, who won the Truman Pro-Am in 1992, had a limit of small keepers on Day 1. He's returned to the same spot at point 8, hoping to get another limit, and so far his strategy is working. Orlean Smith set the Central Pro-Am circuit on fire in 1995, winning both the Rookie of the Year and Angler of the Year titles. Today, he's showing why. He was in 7th place after day one, and even though he's not getting many bites pitching into flooded bushes, he already has 4 keepers, and he's moving in on another limit. When the Pro-Am anglers return to the Kimberling Inn for the afternoon weigh-in, Ron Chapman jumps into the early amateur division lead with 18.45 pounds. But he's soon challenged by Ron Foss.
5 fish Ron Foss has. Those darn amateurs. Here we go. 11.25 pounds. Mark it. 2-day total, 20.65 pounds. A new leader in the amateur division, Ron Foss.
Later in the first flight, Frank Divis comes in with a limit to make a run at Foss's lead.
How many we got today?
Got 5. 1 of each.
5. 5, 1 of each. There's only 3 species in the lake. Drum, got a drum in there? Okay. All right, fine. I understand. 11.80 pounds. Not going to be enough? Got to check the math. 11.80 to carry 1 plus 21.15 pounds. New leader in the amateur division, Frank Divis Sr.
A short time later, Mike Smith, winner of 2 amateur division titles, comes to the scales.
9.35 yesterday. You need over 12 pounds to take the lead.
Be close.
Be close. Frank Divis Sr. sitting out there waiting to see what's going to happen here. Oh, no, it's gone. It's gone. 13 point. 20 pounds. Look at there, look at there. She's trying to get that picture. Is that going to do it? Here we go, boy. We got us a horse race in this amateur division. Watch out. 22.55 pounds. A new leader in the amateur division, Michael J. Smith.
In the pro division, Mark Tucker, a 2-time Bassmasters Classic qualifier, comes in with the limit weighing 14 pounds to take the lead with 27.8 pounds. Howard Buning comes in with this 6-pounder and 4 other keepers to move into the top 10.
What'd you catch that big fish on, Howard?
On a hook.
Well, that's right. We got 2 days or another day left, don't we? We sure do. Look at here. Good sack of fish for Howard Buning. One of our guys that switched out of the amateur division. Watch this. Here it goes. 14 point. 70 pounds. My goodness gracious. That's a little better than yesterday, son.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I didn't have the bites today, but the fish were of better quality.
Better quality today. Here we go. 26.80 pounds right up the top of the pack. Good job, Howard Buning.
After a disastrous first day, Jackie Davis comes in with nearly 17 pounds to move back into contention.
Well, it's quite a recovery from yesterday. 16.85 pounds. Man, you only had 5.70 yesterday. I know you said you went out after deal, and you must have switched up big time.
I did change a little bit, and my partner was on something that enabled me to catch that big fish.
All right, here we go. What do we got? 22.55. You're back in it, Jackie Davis.
A short time later, Orlean Smith comes to the scales.
Orlean in the hunt, 14.60. He's won over $12,000 with Central Pro-Am Association. How many do we have?
I got 5 fish weighed maybe close to what they did yesterday.
5 that will weigh about the same. That's the consistency. If you've got 5 that weigh 14, that's going to put you in the lead in this tournament right now. Here we go. Here we go. No. Settle her down. Settle her down. 14.15 pounds. Let's see what that all adds up to. Man, you are on a good patch of them.
Not really. Not getting very many bites.
28.75 pounds. A new leader in the pro division, Orlean Smith.
Right behind Smith is Dion Hibden.
1997 Bassmaster Classic champion, Mr. Dion Hibden from Stover, Missouri. Put your hands together and welcome him to Central Pro-Am stage here. How many bass today, sir?
3.
3 bass today. Call the weight. 10 point. I believe it's going to be there, but we're going to see. 5 pounds. Let's see what we've got now.
Well, it's somewhat short of what I should have had, but one of them deals. Had one of them ugly little fishing days and no excuse, and By golly, I'll do better tomorrow.
You fish all over America. This is one of the finest bodies of waters around. This lake, the Ozarks, got to be two of the best largemouth bass lakes in America.
I fished all over the world, and the last couple times I've been to Table Rock Lake, this is one of the finer lakes in the world.
Good job, Eddie. 27.25. You're in the top 3 right now. Good job, Dion Hibden. Fine champion right here.
Next is Bobby Sullivan.
3 fish today. 6.35 pounds. Now, man, I'm going to tell you what, you're a largemouth bass fisherman, and we have seen a lot of quality largemouth come through here today, and I know you're a river fisherman, so something must be going on.
I don't know what happened, Ernie. The fish were shallow yesterday. Didn't get a lot of bites, but I got some good bites. Today, I just simply could not get bit. Got a couple of bites late that I didn't get caught, and I think one of them was a nice fish. But other than that, I mean, I just basically got 5 bites all day.
Well, I know you're very capable of it, and I know the area of the lake you fish, and you know this lake, every part of it, like the back of your hand. You're going to have to break a big bag tomorrow to get in the hunt.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make a change. I'm not going to change what I'm doing. I'm just going to change my area a little bit. But I think the fish kind of backed out today. They were in the bushes good shallow yesterday, and I think they just slid out. The fish that I caught today weren't in, they were in the bushes. You could just barely see underneath the water. So they had backed out of the first bushes that were out of the water from yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know why they backed out, but they sure did.
Go get him tomorrow. Bobby Sullivan.
A short time later, Larry Seeger comes in with another limit.
He had 18.90 yesterday. Want to weigh one for big fish? Want to see what his kicker fish is? It's over 5. 5.10, Terry. His kicker fish. I mean, we got
Limit.
Got the limit with the kicker fish. Leading the tournament 28.75. Man, we're going to have us a shootout tomorrow. Here we go, Larry. Let's see what we got here. 14.45 pounds.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. Be careful now.
Hold on.
I've only looked at these for 10 years. 14.45 pounds. That's movement. 33.35 pounds. A new leader, Larry Seeger.
Next is Brent Chapman.
This young man started out in our amateur division also. He's now a 2-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. He's Brent Chapman from Lake Quivira, Kansas. Has over $63,000 in career winnings with Central Pro-Am. His kicker fish weighs 5.50 pounds. That's his kicker fish. Now, have you got the limit to go with it?
Yeah, we got 5, Ernie.
Got 5. Let's see what we had yesterday. 15.5. They got to really jump up there to chase Seeger right now.
Well, it's going to be close, but I think I'm going to have to catch a little bit better bag tomorrow, and it's going to come down to tomorrow and one kicker fish to win it. So.
Boy, you talk about tight. Watch out, Larry Seeger. You got somebody pounding on you. 15.80 pounds. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Looky here. Watch out for those Fishing Magazine television series camera boats tomorrow. 31.30 pounds. Second place right now, Brent Chapman.
When the third flight finally arrives, Larry Wilcox makes a run at Seeger's lead.
He's won a couple of amateur division titles, got out of the amateur division, moved over to our pro division, and that's one of the great things, the Central Pro-Am. I'll tell you what, these guys come in here, they get to fish with the very best, they learn from them, and then they move on to the pro division. That's what this guy did right here, 13 pounds yesterday. Oh, look at this, another beautiful bass. She's going to weigh over 5.40, 5.40, Larry. How many you got with her? 4 more. Got the limit again today. Larry Wilcox beats our pro division for several years. He had that unlucky 13 yesterday.
Right.
Will you take 13 today again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's got that. Look at here. Look at another beautiful sack of fish here. Here we go. Look at here. 16.85 pounds. Mark it. Over 29 pounds. You're back in the hunt big time here, buddy.
Finally, Eric Holt comes to the scales.
He's made the commitment to go out there and fish nationally. Has done well with Central Pro-Am, over $24,000 in career winnings. He had 13.95 pounds yesterday. What do you got today?
I don't have quite that much. I didn't catch near as many fish today, Ernie.
Yeah, I know you caught a bunch of them yesterday, or you said you did, so now we're going to see what we've got. He's got the limit, though. You're still in that hunt. Go get him. Go get him. 11.70 pounds, sir.
The results are in. With only one more day to go, Larry Seeger continues to hold on to the Pro Division lead with 33.35 pounds. Close behind him on the Motor Guide Pro-Am scoreboard is Brent Chapman with 31.3 pounds. But Larry Wilcox, Orlean Smith, and Mark Tucker are all within striking distance. In the rest of the top 10, Dion Hibden leads the way in 6th place with Howard Buning, Ken McTeer, Terry Thomas, and Eric Holt in hot pursuit. In the amateur division, Pro-Am veteran Mike Smith holds down the top spot with 22.55 pounds, while Larry Stevie, Frank Divis, Ron Foss, and Steve Bingham are close behind. In the rest of the top 10, Ron Chapman heads the list in 6th place with 18.45 pounds, with Brian Herndon close behind in 7th. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
99 Titleist Pro-Am Bass Tournament. Can anyone overtake Larry Seeger's lead? Well, we'll find out next week on the Fishin' Magazine television series. See you then.
The Fishin' Magazine television series is brought to you by Ranger Boats. Still building them one at a time so you can fish hard, run strong, and rest easy. Bass Pro Shops. Quantum and Motor Guide.